pal. Great to see ya. Come on, let's cut right to it.
Yo, what is up there, guys? Ed the Wiz back at it again, continuing on the countdown to the series finale of Rapunzel's Tangled adventure, so let's get right to it. Alright, today I thought we'd talk about the big one. How exactly will Rapunzel lose her hair, and also, who's gonna be the one to cut it off? Not gonna lie, I'm definitely gonna miss that long hair. I remember watching the movie for the first time and seeing it get cut off. I was just in a complete state of disbelief. I was panicking like, what? Why? It's Rapunzel's whole shtick. I mean, I completely understand why they cut it off, this and that, and technically if it wasn't for that act, we never would have gotten this awesome show to begin with, but the hair returning was like the #1 thing that got me interested and hooked into this series. Now, we all know, of course, once again, that this whole series leads to Eugene and Rapunzel's wedding, so at some point the hair was gonna get cut off, but of course Rapunzel touched the black rocks, gaining its indestructible abilities. So far, all methods at cutting the hair have proven ineffective, such as alchemy and Adira's sword, which is actually strong enough to cut through the black rocks. So the only way I see this getting cut off is by one, Rapunzel losing her moonstone ability that she has inside of her, or perhaps Zonteri during the eclipse will harness enough power that can cut Rapunzel's hair. Now, I honestly can't think of too many ways as to how this might go down, but here are a few ideas that I came up with. So idea #1, Cassandra being full-fledged villain mode takes the power of the moonstone from Rapunzel. If you may recall, there was this whole flash sequence showing the sun, and then there was a pic of the sun melting with Cassandra holding onto the melted sun. Now, is it just me, or does that sun also kind of look similar to the shape of a human being? Perhaps Cassandra is holding onto Rapunzel, some foreshadowing if you will, but by taking Rapunzel's moonstone abilities, her hair would now be vulnerable to it being cut. How she actually goes ahead and absorbs Rapunzel's moonstone ability is honestly beyond me. I'm pretty sure though Zonteri will have a trick in doing it, and if anything, this could be this point where Zonteri actually double crosses Cassandra and it's like, haha, sucker, now I've got all the power within. Or maybe just Zonteri herself is going to be the one to absorb the power from Cassandra, now that she would technically be complete, because remember, Rapunzel had a bit of the moonstone inside of her. Or maybe she's just going to take the power from the moonstone just directly from Rapunzel herself, because we have this whole eclipse thing, and to form an eclipse you kind of need the moon and the sun. But moving on to idea #2, Rapunzel unleashes all the power within her to defeat Zonteri, and by doing so, her hair is now once again vulnerable to being cut. Now, regardless of how she loses her ability, the big question that I also want to know is, who is going to be the one to cut it off? Technically, when it came to the movie, Eugene was the one to do it. Now, I honestly don't think he's going to be the one to do it again, because, you know, your man had your time to shine over there. Unless they just want to completely redo what they kind of did in the movie, then that's fine, but here are some ideas. So idea #1 is Cassandra will be the one to cut it off, but why her? Well, it can go two ways. #1, she simply does it as an act of being the bad guy, and if she does that, honestly, even I can't forgive her at this point. But at the same time, ooh, I'm a sucker for brunettes, and I gotta admit, either style, Rapunzel rocks it. Or maybe two, it's gonna play into a whole sacrifice scene where Rapunzel is using her hair to hold on to Cassandra, but Cassandra realizes that if Rapunzel holds on any longer, she will get caught as well. So she cuts the hair in an act to save Rapunzel. Oh, I'm depressing myself right now. Not good, my friends. But moving on to idea #2, Rapunzel herself will be the one to cut it off. Could be like a symbolic type of thing where she says the hair doesn't define me anymore and it's time to move forward. Or maybe after the power gets absorbed out of her, she cuts her hair in order to escape. Maybe she's put in a situation where she has to cut her hair in order to save her friends. Or maybe it's something like Zonteri is in the middle of gaining full power and she cuts her hair in order to stop Zonteri. But moving on, idea #3 is that maybe Varian will be the one to cut it off. I don't think it will be him, but man, that would be one way to give him the spotlight. Maybe he just happens to be the closest one nearby and is able to reach the hair in order to cut it. Or maybe he uses that intellect of his and actually discovers, because of plot or whatever, an actual way to cut off the hair. Maybe he'll make like a spear or something and toss it to somebody so they can go ahead and cut it, but I don't know. I'm just just kind of throwing Varian out there because he is kind of one of the bigger characters within the show. Now, last but not least is, of course, idea number 4. Maybe Zontiri will actually be the one to cut the hair. You gotta admit, Zontiri is pretty insane. Those facial expressions she makes plotting isn't just for show. She really knows how to hurt people. Cutting Rapunzel's hair would definitely be a way of trying to put Rapunzel into despair and shut off that last bit of sunlight in her new world order. Or just another idea, maybe it's someone from the Brotherhood. I mean, it could be Adira. Technically, she is being controlled by Cassandra, so maybe as an order they say cut Rapunzel's hair, and you know, that's what happens. But guys, that is basically it for this video, guys. That hair has saved their lives on so many countless occasions. Between the hair and Pascal, honestly, I don't know which one is the bigger hero. And with this show, really anything goes. How they keep coming up with all these twists and surprises is beyond me, but please just give the hair a good death. I'm gonna miss it. So guys, what I want to know in the comment section below is, of course, you know, your own theories, your own ideas on how and who will be the one to cut Rapunzel's hair. So guys, if you like the video, make sure to give it a big, massive thumbs up, as it really helps me and the channel out quite immensely. If you aren't already, you can follow me on some of my other stuff, Twitter, Instagram, and Discord. So until next time, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say,
Bye, pal. We'll see you soon.
Won't say die.